What is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? In today's video, I'll be talking about my 10-day Vipassana Meditation Retreat. A lot of you were interested, so I thought of making a video. Now, in my previous video, I got a comment by someone telling me that good luck with your retreat, and it seems that you are abandoning the world and becoming a selfish person. I don't exactly remember the comment. I'll put it somewhere up here. But his main point was that meditation is a selfish pursuit. Why not use the time of sitting on the floor and just looking at yourself and observing yourself? Why not use that time actually to do something helpful? Do some volunteer work, as that person said he does. That's a good argument, and that's why I thought of starting this video with it. Now, I understand that this person comes from a good place in his heart, but it's completely wrong to say that meditation is a selfish pursuit. Why? Because in my opinion, it's one of maybe even the only pursuit in life that is not completely self-centered. So here's what I mean. Let's first of all acknowledge that we are all self-centered in life, selfish. Everything we do is driven by self-centeredness. Even a father jumping in front of a car trying to rescue his kid is performing a selfish act. Why? Because one of the main drivers that Mother Nature has instilled upon us is the preservance and continuation of our genetic code. So even a person doing a ton of voluntary work is doing something self-centered. Why? Because helping others feels good. Am I wrong? As David Lickerman, I believe, is the author, in his book The Undefeated Mind says, helping others creates a sense of purpose in life. And a sense of purpose is one of the most important things for not getting depressed. For, in the end, what is the reason to live if you don't have a purpose in life? So he also talks about a scientific study that shows that the bigger sense of purpose you have and the more value you provide to other people, the more value you give to yourself, the more you think of yourself. So helping others, it is also great for others, but it's also great for you. It's also driven by self-centeredness. If you hated every single moment of helping others, I don't think you would do it. I don't think I would do it. I don't think anybody would do it. Now, 25 centuries ago, a scientist called the Buddha realized that this self-centeredness, although it can create good things like making us want to help others, it's also responsible for a lot of our misery in life. Because the moment we are born, we are attached to this sense of self, and of course its physical self, our body. So the Buddha saw that we tend to identify ourselves with our body to such an extent that we become one with sensations, and we basically react to sensations of our body by creating and multiplying our misery. Let me explain, give you an example to explain this for you. Let's say somebody outside on the road makes a racist comment against you. What happens is you become angry, right? Most of the time. So let's say you become angry, which is a common reaction. And the Buddha realized that you become angry because you are not reacting to the external object itself, to the person, but you're reacting to a sensation created in your body. So you'll see that when you're angry, when you're experiencing this, it's either a knot in your stomach, or like a buzzing feeling in your chest, or like anger a lot of times for me is like this buzzing feeling between my eyebrows. So you are actually reacting to your own body, not to the person. Because, the person will make that racist comment, but after that, you're not gonna become instantly angry once the comment is made. Then you'll create the sensation in your body, you'll have this reactive sensation, and the reason you get angry is because you are reacting to this sensation. So this is such a key element of understanding yourself, understanding emotions, and understanding this self-identification we have with our bodies. Now, the Buddha taught that you can learn to be aware of these sensations that are created in your body, and you can change the way your mind reacts to them. So instead of becoming angry at this knot in your stomach, you learn to observe it and you let it just be. You let it expand. You don't depress it. You just let it decompress by observing it. And by observing it purely, without identifying it to an emotion that you were programmed basically your whole life to, you don't experience the anger. You don't accept this gift of anger from this other person. You just learn to observe it, and this makes life so much easier. It can be applied to all kinds of emotions, all the emotions you are not happy about, like anger, sadness, depression. And it's also useful to be applied with positive emotions, in sense of not being attached to them as well, because positive emotions don't last forever. If you tend to become attached to them, you'll just want to try to hold on them, and you'll be miserable because you'll be craving them every single moment once they're gone. So this is like a really quick summary of what you are taught in Vipassana meditation retreats. And basically, in summary, you are taught not to be that self-centered. You are taught to break that connection you have, that really deep identification you have with your own self and your physical body. So the reason I consider Vipassana meditation a non-self-centered practice, the reason I consider it actually a noble practice, is because as you keep on working on these things, you start to find more peace in life. You start to be less reactive to other people. So, you basically, misery gets passed on through people, right? Somebody makes me angry, I make another person angry or sad. And you learn to break this loop. You learn to break this chain of negativity. And not only that, but the more you continue the practice, the more a sense of peace starts to arise in your life. The more you feel you have more positive energy to spread around with other people instead of your own negative energy. And another very helpful thing I found with Vipassana meditation is that it also helps me a lot to be compassionate in life, a lot more compassionate. There are a lot of traditional methods for practicing compassion, especially in Buddhism. The classic. There are differences in classic Buddhism and Vipassana meditation. I won't get into all that, but there are a lot of practices, and none of them, I've tried a lot of them, seemed to ever help me to develop compassion, even when it was done directly, a specific technique for compassion. But with Vipassana, I found by working on myself and doing all this indirectly helps me develop a lot of compassion. So, these are all my positive experiences with Vipassana meditation. It takes a lot of time. Basically, you're trying to break chain reactions in your body, automatic reactions that were instilled upon you by Mother Nature through thousands of years of evolution. Reactions that were empowered as you grew up by your environment, parents, teachers, friends, who are also carrying this biological baggage from all these thousands of years. So it takes time. Not even one 10-day meditation retreat will get you there. Personally, my second 10-day retreat helped me so much more. It just, the whole understanding really kicked in, because you might understand things intellectually during your first retreat. You kind of get the theory, but it doesn't feel, at least for me, it doesn't sink that well experientially, and it fades out really quick. But if you keep on practicing, so I did this last year, I practiced every day for half an hour, even though I started mixing up a lot of other techniques here and there. But the second time I did it, it was like a game changer. And now I'm only practicing Vipassana, and I see what an important and basic and a core practice this must be for someone to develop further along the path. It's also very important that you practice this in daily life, in every interaction you have with your personal experiences, when you're feeling sad, when you're angry, when you're happy. Practice Vipassana meditation basically is a way of living. It's a lifestyle. It's a practice that is constantly going on, and that's where you get the most value out of it. So that was a quick summary of Vipassana meditation retreats and why I think everybody should try them, why I think it's the best technique concerning meditation that I've tried till now, and I've tried a ton of them. Of course, it's not something you can make a tutorial of how to practice Vipassana meditation. Nothing can replace a 10-day retreat, but I might even give you an overview of the practice if you'd like that in another video, like the core elements that you practice and all that. That was all. Check out the article I wrote up here. It's more detailed. It gives you a better idea of the whole thing. I have also other examples, other videos of people talking about Vipassana I found online and I really liked. That was all. Until next time, keep on meditating.